Hi guys, this is our first math instructional video, so we're going to start off like we always do in class, and we're going to start with a sprint. I'm going to play a little bit of music to get you in the mood. While I'm doing that, you're going to get the supplies that are written on the board. So see if I can figure this out. You are going to listen to some songs.
Threes can be fun if you play along with me. Circle right, left, wrong, sing threes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Threes can be fun if you play along with me. Circle left, left, wrong, sing the threes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Threes are such fun. With our arms, let's make a bridge. Pass through underneath, sing the threes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30.
All right, guys, I hope you did well on your sprint. We're going to do one of those each day. And what I want you to do now is we're going to do some review problems of things you've already learned. So I'm going to put the problems up here. It's just those short ones that we do every day when we come back from lunch. And you guys can practice those. I think it's like 6 problems. It's a bunch of times, but let's go ahead and remember this number right here. We're going to complete this chart in standard form. The number that you would see is 871,022. You're going to write that in expanded form. So 800,000 plus 70,000. I'm going to write that in the unit form. Go to each one of these unit places. So this is the 100,000s place, 10,000s place, 1,000s place, and write that in here. So how many 100,000s do you have? How many 10,000s do you have? How many thousands? And then your word form, you write it out just like you would say that number. The way you say that number is what you write right here. This is number 2. These are those fun, tricky questions. The value of 8 and the number 384,021 is blank times the value of 8 in 834,021. So figure out what the difference is there. This one says compare these two numbers. You have 89,358, and this is 89,385. Which one of these two is bigger? It says which of these, number 4 is which of these numbers are prime. Look through each one of these and don't fall for any tricks. 39, 11, 91, or 63, which are prime. And then it says, what are the factor pairs of 16? And then in 1 year, Amy sent 4,368 text messages. That's my sister's name. And Tom sent 4 times as many. How many did Tom send? How many, oh, there's a tricky one here. How many more text messages did Tom send than Amy? Once you get all those problems solved, then check back on here. Hi everyone, welcome to our second instructional video. Today we are going to be focusing on math for this video. It's April 14th and I'm in a very scary place in my house. I decided to go to a different place just to try something new. I'm in a room that some people say I should never step into. A lot of people in my family, they run away when they see me walking here because they know that bad things can happen. That's right. in the kitchen. And really bad things happen when I'm in the kitchen because I don't really know how to cook. I know that I like some types of food. I'm going to show you my favorite foods so you can see if you agree or not, and then we can see what we can make with these good foods. Okay, so the first one that is really delicious is sriracha. I love sriracha. I put this on everything, cereal, pizza, everything. Delicious. The second thing I love to eat is the little mini trees. I like my broccoli. It's good for you. And of course, if you haven't tried this, you need to. This is Ben & Jerry's New York Super Fudge Chunk Chocolate Ice Cream. It is amazing. Really good. And my last thing, this is my favorite, are pepperoncinis. You ever had a pepperoni? So good. Highly recommend it. So we're gonna make something with those ingredients. Sound good? Sound disgusting? Okay, we're not gonna do that with that. We're actually gonna do something else. We're gonna try something scary. It's called baking. And you're gonna help me with it because I get very muddled in the kitchen. So let's see, we'll come over here and show you my recipe. Okay, so we're gonna try to make cheesecake. I don't know how you feel about cheesecake, but I think it's pretty tasty. Here is my recipe. Okay, so we are trying to make our cheesecake, and you saw the recipe. This is our word problem that goes with it, and I'm going to show you guys how to solve it, and then you will have a similar problem that you're going to do on your own. Okay, so we'll read this together. It says, Miss Dresser is making a cake. The recipe calls for 3/4 cups of milk, but I only have 1/4 measuring cup. If I double the recipe, how many times will I need to fill the 1/4 cup with milk? So I want you to take a look and see what that means. This is the 1/4 cup, and you can see on here it actually says 1/4 cup. That's all this measuring cup will measures 1/4 cup of milk. This is my milk, Fairlife, and then we have our mixing bowl. So I'm going to do what I do with every word problem. I'm going to cube. And you guys should remember how to cube. I'm going to write it up here just in case we forgot. So the first thing I want to do is circle all my numbers. So that's what the C stands for, is circle. Ms. Dresser is making a cake. The recipe calls for 3/4 cup of milk. I'm going to circle that 3/4. But I only have 1/4 cup measuring cup. I'm going to circle that 1/4. And then it says, if I double the recipe, how many times will I need to fill the 1/4 cup with milk? I'm going to circle that. I'm also going to actually circle something else. So there's a word here that tells me kind of a number. And this is double. This is going to be an important one. I'm actually going to put a box around that. Okay, so I circled my numbers. I underlined my question. So my question is, if I double the recipe, how many times will I need to fill the 1/4 cup with milk? So I underlined that. I boxed my words. I have another keyword there. What do you think the keyword is? I'll give you 10 seconds. Very good, it's times, yes. And I know when I see that word times, I'm going to be multiplying. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to evaluate. I'm going to answer this question. So always you want to model these questions as much as possible. I always like drawing it. It just helps me visualize it. So there is my measuring cup. My measuring cup only can hold 1/4 cup of milk. So if I were to make, let's say, one cheesecake, my one cheesecake uses how many cups of milk? Well, I see up here it says Miss Dresser is making a cake and it calls for 3/4 cups of milk. So I'm going to write that down. This is 1/4. This is 2/4. And this is 3/4. So all together, this is 3/4 cups of milk, which means to make that one whole cake, I would have to fill my measuring cup 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. That's just for one cake. So that is 3 times 1/4. But I don't want to make one cake. I want to make 2 cakes. So to model that, I would do it again. I'm going to actually draw my 2 cakes here so you can see. So this is one cake. I'm splitting it up so I know that I have to have 3/4 for a cake, and this is also going to be 3/4 for my second cake. So for one cake, I need 3/4, and for the second cake, I need 3/4. So how many times am I going to have to fill up my little 1/4 cup? So I'm going to go ahead and count these times. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the question is, how many times will I need to fill the 1/4 cup with milk? How many times do I have to fill it up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 1/4. So my question is, how many times will I have to fill it? The answer is a full sentence. Let's see if I can write it over here. I will fill my 1/4 cup 6 times to make my cake. Alrighty, that's how you solve it. You guys are going to get a very similar problem on your Google Classroom, so go ahead and check out that assignment. I'm going to be checking your work. I know you're not going to be able to draw your model here, but what you can do is you can take a picture of it and you can text me your picture. I'm going to post up some of the pictures I get from you guys so you can share each other's work and take a look at how some kids solved it and other kids solved it. Okay, so I'll see you in the Zoom classroom, hopefully.